Welcome to my next video. I am now in my studio, which is all rearranged and set up, and this is my first time I'm going to be sewing anything in here. So I have a couple of wool diaper covers for orders that I'm going to be doing today. So come on and join me. Okay, so I had recorded doing the diaper cuts, or I thought I had, but I was using my overhead camera and it was not actually on. And then when I went to set it up to record this, then the boom arm came apart and I found out like it was missing either something fell out and I couldn't adjust it and fasten it again. So anyway, here I am with some rigged up system, and actually I'm gonna turn this a little bit because I'm realizing some of the issues with this recording setup. First of all, I need my handy dandy. It's so different sewing in a different place, so I need these near me, and then I also like to have these handy. So I'm just going to do a really basic tutorial on the wool covers. Where is my clear elastic? Okay, I did get that set up near me. So I've got the clear elastic here. It's really, it's hard because I want to get a close-up of the actual sewing. But then I also want, you know, you to be able to see when I grab my elastic and various things. So anyway, sorry about all of the rambling. I'm gonna get started, but this camera is like right at my head level, so it's not real comfortable. But okay, so I start about an inch from the corner, and then I turn the corner and go around to where I'm needing to install the elastic. So I stop with my needle up. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then I'm going to switch to a zigzag stitch. And I'm just using like a 2.5 on my machine, which is a little bit tighter than the average, I would say. So I go over it and then I back stitch a little bit. It's going to be a difficult one because I am just getting used to so many things over here. So I'm stitching right over that clear elastic. It's difficult to see. I know, I'm sorry. And so as I'm sewing, it's gathering up in the back behind me, behind where I'm sewing. So all of this is gathering. And the two fabrics together, you want to just make sure that everything is aligned as you're sewing, so you're going through both layers. And again, I have my microphone on, but oh, I should have used my nippers for that, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm hoping, oops, switch back to straight stitch. What I'm trying to say is that I'm hoping that the sound is picked up over me sewing. That's why I wear my microphone when I'm doing now I'm talking and not paying attention. So that's where I need to start my elastic. So I'll go back again to a zigzag stitch. This is more, I guess, more practice for me just being able to talk and sew and record at the same time. I really need the practice. At this point, I have not done a video in a while where I'm sewing and talking. I kind of prefer doing like a silent video, because then I don't have to worry about what I'm saying and finding the words and, you know, all that stuff. Okay, so about an inch from where you're going to be starting your, or from your seam allowance, things like that. I have trouble with. So about an inch from where you're going to start your seam allowance, you want to do a straight stitch and stop the elastic. Now, when I'm doing this, I am just estimating most everything, but it is definitely useful here to mark these things and have, where is my elastic? And have things all set for, so that you can just sew, you know, mark out where you want to start and stop your elastic. It's useful to mark where you want your snaps. One of the reasons I don't mark where I'm gonna start and stop and have snaps is because if your fabric shifts, then you can just make adjustments on the fly. Okay, I think that's about it. I can't remember what else I was thinking of. I'm just basically measuring where I want to stop that elastic. Now, usually I have my little scissors kind of shoved underneath so that I don't grab them, because it is quicker to use the nippers to cut the elastic. This is really not going to be a great video, but if you join me for this video, I super appreciate it. It's going to be a labor of love on your part to join me in this endeavor as I figure out how I want to have all my notions handy, and because, as you know, like, if you sew, you get so used to having things in a certain place, especially if you sew the same thing often, really often. Okay, so I'm in a slightly different position, so this is like different for me. It seems like I've cut myself short a little bit on an opening, and that's because my head is not in a normal position to be able to determine like where I want to start things. So I think I started this stitching a little bit further than I normally do, and then I started the elastic a lot sooner than I normally did, when I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's see if this lines up. Where am I? Pretty much. So that's good. At least I've got the same amount of space on both sides. So then I'm just going to snip off all the corners. And I also don't have my trash can. This I'm going to cut back a little bit because it's a little bit thicker than what I normally like, and same with this one, just because the fabric shifted as I was sewing it. It's fairly good, but I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. It'll be a little bit trimmer. Okay, so I don't have my trash can, so I have this basket now, which I'm going to keep at my sewing table. See, it's, again, I wish I had a little bit wider shot, but I don't. So that's going to be my little trash over here, because I wanted my trash can a little bit closer to where I like to cut. And so then this is also going to be a little tight in here. What I'm doing is I've got my thumb in the opening, and then I'm going to reach down to that first corner over there, and it doesn't really matter how you do this, it's just turning it right sides out. So you just go to one corner or the other, and it's tight in here, but see how this is what I'm pulling on this, and then this is the right side, well, supposed right side. These fabrics are pretty interchangeable, so there's not really a right and wrong side, but you know what I mean. The sewing is going to be on the inside. So I have to do this off camera because it's really tight. I'll show you. Really, really tight. Like only my finger can fit in there. So, okay, we got this, and then I'm going to poke my fingernail. Just push that corner out, and then I'll do the same thing. Actually, I'm going to stick my finger in the little hole and get this one. Okay, then I go to the other end. This is the back of the diaper cover, and get that one turned. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm kind of straightening all of the seams so that when I top stitch, which is next, that's the next part, then it's nice and smooth. So there we go. It's all set. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch this little diaper cover and get this done. And so to top stitch, I'm going to, let's see if I can't really turn this. No, never mind. So I'm going to go to 4 stitch length. That's the longest that my machine will go. This is the Brother XR 3774. Okay, so I find where I've got my hole, my opening, and then I'm going to start in this on this corner. Because this is a thicker fabric, this is wool flannel, I'm going to not stitch over the elastic because I want it to stay snug. I don't want to stretch it out at all. So I'm going to start and back stitch like 1 or 2 stitches. Oops. Back to straight stitch. That is the one thing that I have to remember all the time. And when I'm in my zone and used to my environment a little bit more than this, then it's kind of more natural for me. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to sew with your head so far back from the sewing machine. So I am definitely going to have to think about that. when I've got my setup kind of done. All right, so I just do each corner. And I guess I'm back stitching a little bit more than 1 or 2, maybe like 3 stitches. And then I always make sure I leave my needle down. It's a little bit hard to see, but my needle is down when I turn that corner. And then I just go to where the elastic starts. Which, if you're using regular cotton elastic, you'll be able to actually feel that where it starts. For me, it's like a little bit more difficult with this clear elastic. Okay, and also to avoid like loops and stuff in your what is this called? This. Oh my gosh, the stitching on the back here. I still can't remember the word, but whatever. The stitching on the back to avoid loops. Make sure that your needle has gone the full like cycle of going down and then all the way back up. If you want to do that. Some machines that automatically cut the threads will do that for you. So that's kind of nice. And I do have a machine. Let's see if I can turn this. Well, it's that machine, but you can't really see it. It's another brother. It's an embroidery machine, but it also works just for plain sewing too. And I might just get that out at some point and show how that works, the threading and everything. But that has the automatic thread cutter at the end. So like when you stop sewing and you just hit the button and then it cuts it for you, which is so nice. So this is again, the back of the diaper cover. The 2 that I first did were the front. This is the back. So as you can see, I just did from where the elastic ends here up to the corner, and then just about maybe half an inch in, and then my elastic starts again for the back waist. So I'm gonna choose a good spot here to match the other side so that I like matching starts and stops. Leave the needle down, turn the corner. Sometimes I really feel like I'm doing like a yoga tape or something or yoga video when I'm talking, when I'm sewing. It's like so many things like turn the corner. It's not like a, exercise, but it's repetitive, so it makes me just feel like I'm doing some kind of exercise. I'm silly, I know. So now at this point, I will snip all of the threads all around and put my tags on, and then this will be ready for snaps. I love this little cover, these tiny little size ones. They're so adorable. Okay, that one I already cut. This one I cut one. There we go. Okay, so then to do my tags on this style, I just basically go to the back, and then I fold it in half, and I find the middle, and I try to make sure all that fabric is even at the top. So find my middle, grab my tag, and then fold that in half. Make sure that they're lined up properly, and then I'm gonna So one side and then the other. So I'll start over here. And I also do this on like a 3 stitch length just so that it's secure. And I back stitch a little bit at the top and the bottom of the tag. Now I gotta get find my size 1 tags. Okay, that's these. And that's my tag. I'm gonna get 2 out because I'm sewing 2 size 1 right now. So that one's ready. And then a second logo tag. Got those ready. Just because it feels so foreign over here. Okay. So then without cutting the thread, I actually just drag it over to the top of the next side. And I'll lower the presser foot and then put the needle down to hold it in place. And then I stick my tag in. I usually start by doing this side first with the tag. Again, this is so difficult. I'm so far away. Okay, so then I'm back stitching a little, and then so straight down, back stitch a little bit. Okay, pull my needle up all the way, and then snip all of my threads. This one is harder to get to from underneath, which again makes it so nice when you have a machine that actually does the cutting for you. And then you actually don't have all of these little threads, not so many anyway. So at some point, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna definitely pull out. Well, my brother embroidery machine is already out. It's sitting right there, so I just have to get it plugged in and probably dust it a little bit. It's been a long time since I've used it. Okay, so this one is ready for snaps, so I'm gonna do snaps in here, and then on this side here and here. This is the back, and then across the front on the wings here. Over here I put some at the hip, and usually on the size 1 I do 4 sets, so I'll do 4 here and 4 here. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the Laurel interlock. So that's, and I basically, you can start on either side. You can start on whatever side, the interior or the exterior of the diaper cover, but I'm just choosing to do it on the outside fabric so that it's something a little bit more interesting than the plain white. Okay, so make sure I'm on a straight stitch, and I go 2.5 again, and then same thing. And this time I'm not going to explain what I'm doing. I'm just going to sew. I'll probably come back to explain the top stitching. Well, maybe not, because I think this one I'll probably leave untop stitched. If you want to see how I normally do the top stitching on knit diaper covers, there is a short that I just uploaded, and I'll be uploading another short probably actually today, which is Sunday. So and then I'll try to get this video out tomorrow, which is Monday, which you won't know that I'm trying to do that until you see the video. Okay, so backstitch here. I don't always backstitch over the elastic. It's really hard for me to stop talking, I guess. So, oops, see again. Forgot to switch it. Turn the corner and back stitch like maybe about an inch or so. I can't really see that well to determine. Okay, now I'm gonna try to stop talking. I did think of something else to say. I thought of a couple more things to say. So one of the things is that when I'm sewing with this clear elastic, or if I'm doing fitted diapers and I'm using like the cotton elastic, I stretch it as I'm sewing over it. So I just go from here to here. It's not like all the way. It's not like maximum, but it's about half of the stretch maybe. But again, you know, that's one thing that you can determine for yourself. Okay, I'm on a straight. Sorry. Alright, what was the other thing I was thinking of? I forgot it. This is just me checking where my elastic should go to, or start, basically. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not that comfortable because I'm just not in a comfortable position for sewing at all. And I can't see that well. If you like this content, can you let me know in the comments so that I can determine like what the content is that would be most appreciated by my subscribers? And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because I am trying to, right now my goal is to get to 50 subscribers. That's not very many. Because then I can go live. I was gonna go live today, and I'm actually really glad I didn't, because I had all my technical difficulties earlier, and well, and that really would have been a mess had I been able to go live. So I wasn't able to go live because I need 50. I thought that maybe I could, but I don't know. I couldn't. I guess for me on TikTok that happened really fast. But on YouTube, it's like every single subscriber I am just celebrating so much, because it means a lot to me. It really does. If you comment, that really means a lot. Like I had asked in one video if anybody would like to buy like diaper cuts, and someone responded to that and said yes, they would. So I need to get like some diaper cuts kits to get together and get a listing together on Etsy so people can purchase those. It's only because I know how it's hard being a parent and trying to stretch every dollar, and being able to sew my own diaper covers and diapers was super useful to me and saved me a lot of money when I was a young mom. and then also gave me an outlet, a creative outlet, and a way to make a little bit of money on the side, a tiny bit of money, really. You know, it was a small amount, but every dollar is useful when it comes down to it. So I understand that as a mom, an old mom. My kids are all adults now. I don't know if they all act like adults, but they're all adults. And I actually have 4 grandchildren. And I know how hard it is to be a young mom. I know. So if you want to buy like diaper cut kits, again, I'll say, let me know in the comments, because I can get those ready. I can kind of push it up a little bit more, and get the listings ready, and then I can start selling them on my Etsy shop. Okay, so we're at the point where we can top stitch, and actually I think I'm going to switch out my thread color, so bear with me. I'm going to get a green thread to match this. Oh yay, and I moved my thread over here. So happy. I'm so happy. Okay, does this match? I think, yep, that's pretty good. Pretty close. I can't remember what thread I was using with this laurel color. And if my video had actually been recorded earlier when I was doing my cutting, you would have seen that I have very little amount left of this color. I do have enough for a size 1 or 2, but only one, either 1 or 2. So again, contact me on Etsy or leave me a comment here if that's something that you would like to purchase, because at this point when I am on Etsy, so on Etsy, if I get down to like a situation like that where I only have one diaper cut left, or enough for one, and it's in just 1 or 2 sizes, then I don't even list that color anymore. So this laurel, I probably won't be shown. So let me know if you want a size 1 or 2 in that, either a diaper cut or a diaper cover that's sewn up by me. Yes, and I do all of the sewing. I do all of the web work. I do all of everything having to do with my business. So yeah, it's really hard. I don't have a good way to show you the color on this, but it's lighter than this. It's almost like a sage type color, but I usually go with the color that it was sold as. Like if the website where I ordered it said it was laurel, then I go with laurel. But it is like more like a sage. In fact, the color thread that I am using to top stitch this is sage. At least I think it's sage. It matches the previous sage color that I used to have. Also, if you're a grandma who is sewing diapers and diaper covers for your grandchild, let me know that too, because I know that that's something that a lot of us moms who raised our kids already and used cloth diapers. We're super excited to like get our kids using cloth diapers with their kids. So, and I've made several diapers and diaper covers for my grandkids. Whether they were used or not, I don't know. I know some of them were used. When the oldest was, my neighbor was living next to me. Then, and that was 2018, I think. Then I know his parents were using some cloth diapers. But, to each his own. Everybody's got to make up their own mind. But it can really help save money when you at least have them on hand to use. Or like with my nephew that I babysit sometimes, I would try to use cloth diapers with him so that it just saves a little bit of money, and it's also useful for potty training because the kids actually feel wet when you're using cloth with them. So it's helpful because most people don't like the feeling of being wet. And so I think that would help him a lot. In fact, he's inspiring me to consider making a training pants pattern, which I was working on for a while, but I haven't worked on it in quite some time. So again, that's another thing, if you're interested in training pants. And I make my own patterns. I don't steal them from anybody. So these are all patterns that I made, 25 years ago. Okay, so there's that. And this one is now ready for tags. So see how the elastic is just nice and soft. It's not, if it was bunched together, and it would stretch out a lot sewing over this area because this fabric is thicker, and then it would end up staying stretched out like about to there, where right now it's like this. So it's a lot more gentle. And also what I noticed as a young mom is that when I would keep the elastic like this, it would catch more leaks. I know you don't want like nasty leaks on your diaper covers, but it's better than like having a leak onto bedding in the middle of the night or clothing when you're out somewhere, been in those situations. And so it's better to catch like a leak in through here than it is to have it hit those sheets and clothes. All right, so moving on. I'm just going to sew the tags on, and then I'm going to end this video and do the snaps off camera, because I think that's a long enough video. Okay, need a drink too. Keep my tea next to me. Tea or chicory or water, whatever I happen to have. Right now it's tea. I'm definitely a tea drinker, especially when the weather is kind of colder. So here, I'm going to show you how I normally do this. I grab my little size tag and just flip it under there. It makes it a lot easier to start like this. And then I gotta change my stitch length. And sew right over it. And these tags, the size tags I get on Etsy, I'm not paid by anybody to say that. I just do. And these logo tags I actually got at Etsy as well, but these are also things that you can use my link to Wonder Label. They have Really good customer service and a really good product. And they do size tags and logo tags as well. They're higher quality than what I'm using right now. And I'm not sure the smallest amount that you can get, but I was buying like 100 at a time. And so I don't know what their prices are now, but like I said, they have really good products and they're very professional. The Etsy tags that you're going to find, they're always going to be different because I believe they come from China, and it's just, like leftover stuff or something. It's like they never keep the shops open. So anyway, that's that. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to just practice in front of this setting and in front of you all. And again, let me know in the comments what you think, what types of content you like, if you like to sew, if you like to knit, if you like to bake sourdough or other things. I'm interested in all of the above. And I even have some remodeling type stuff, like house remodeling stuff coming up soon as well. So, I mean, all of this stuff is things that I'm interested in. So let me know what you're interested in. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.